Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Ask Me Anything session with Galp. And today it's the fifth of five sessions we have been doing with Galp. The idea today is to finalize this webinars with the Startup the Future challenge that we're launching. This one is a special one because we are also partnering with BMW, and today we're going to be talking about harnessing electric mobility. So my name is Juan Botero. I'm an innovation manager at Hello Tomorrow, and I'm here with Gonzalo and Vincent from the consulting team. We've been for over a decade fostering opportunities in the deep tech space for startups, for companies, and investors. Help them connect and bring the best of each other. We started over a decade ago with the Global Summit. It was it's now our flagship event, and with it's a 2-day summit where we have all the best of the deep tech ecosystem participating and harnessing the best from each other, basically. So then a couple of years ago, we started our consulting services, and the idea is like to help companies with their innovation endeavors. So such as with Galp and this Startup the Future project, we're trying to gather up the most interesting startups out there, and that's why we are having this session today, and to have just a description and a conversation with the people involved in this project, and to ask questions on the startup side and answer any doubts that you may had about this challenge. Remember, there's a chat box for during the webinar. So if you go on the button to the right, bottom right, you can ask your questions at any time. We'll make sure to ask them during the process or at the end if it makes more sense. So today with us, we have Manuel Andrade. He's head of the Open Innovation at Galp, and Federico Alvarez, who will be joining soon. He's having some technical difficulties, but he's senior manager at BMW Iberia. And yeah, maybe we can take it away with Manuel. You can make a quick introduction about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Startup the Future is it's very important for us because it's our main startup engagement program, where we look for solutions to try to help our company to boost energy transition and to accelerate energy transition. I've been in Galp for as long as I remember, so I'm too old to tell you how long I've been working here. But I start the Open Innovation area 2 years ago. This is the second edition of Startup the Future already, and we are very excited because we think it's a great way to find startups and entrepreneurs that can help us with this energy transition that our company needs to do. I'm a mechanical engineer, so probably some of the questions, if they are too technical, I don't know if I can answer them because I'm not working specifically in electric mobility, but I'll try to. Or if by any chance we cannot answer you right away, we will do it later, then you can reach out to us. So I'll tell you a little bit what Galp is. Okay, so Galp is originally an oil and gas company that came from Portugal. We are now present in 10 countries. We are not an oil and gas company anymore. We say that we are an energy company because we are shifting completely our portfolio from a fossil fuel generation to a renewable generation portfolio. So we are investing a lot in trying to decarbonize our activities. We want to be carbon neutral by 2050 with all the scopes, and we want to reduce our emissions by 40% by 2030. So it's a huge goal. It's very ambitious, but we'll try to do it. The company has been working in this area for 150 years. We started doing gas lighting in Lisbon 150 years ago. Our money comes from being the fourth largest producer of oil and gas in Brazil. So nowadays we use the revenues of oil and gas to invest in renewables in order to get to, in the future, we won't need oil anymore. As I told you, we were in 10 countries. Those 10 countries are Portugal and Spain, Brazil, and then some countries in Africa, like Angola, Mozambique, where we also have portfolio generations, and some more smaller countries. We are a 6,700 company, 54 nationalities that work with us. We are a very diverse company. Half of the men, as you can see there, it's almost, we are trying to get to the gender equality in terms of men and women working with us. I hope we'll get there soon. And in a nutshell, Galp is this. So energy company present in these 10 countries. And what we want to do is to get to 250 carbon neutral. And for that, we understand that we need a lot of solutions that are not yet in the market and that we need the help of startups. And we think that collaboration is key in order to achieve this goal. Specifically in our area of innovation, I'll show you now what are the areas that we are looking for, our focus areas, and how we are organized. So innovation, as you see there, our mission is to build a portfolio of opportunities to drive energy transition. We have nowadays two centers, one that focus on industrial innovation, which is everything related to oil and gas, to refineries, to energy management. And we have another one for the new side of the company, obviously, renewables and commercial. Here, the commercial part is very important because, and some of the solutions that we are looking for, normally when people think about an energy company, they don't think about one thing, which is we have a huge retail operation. We have more than 700 stores, convenience stores in our service stations. So we also look for solutions in cashierless stores, in computer vision, and so in that sense, we are also a retail company like Carrefour or Tesco because we want to improve our stores too. And now, recently, 2 years ago, we launched Upcoming Energies. Galp Upcoming Energies is the area that I run. It's the open innovation area, so it's the open door for Galp to collaboration, and it's us from Upcoming that do these startup engagement programs. We are investing nowadays. We have more than 100 million euros invested in projects, in innovation projects and pilots. As you can see, there are 61 projects ongoing, and we hope that we double this number until 2025. So we'll be investing a lot in innovation, and our main goal is to test, to find solutions that we can bring to our business areas and that can help us accelerate energy transition. The main goal of this program, and you'll see it later, is going to find solutions that we can test in real environments with our client base, with our installations and infrastructures. So what we are looking for is a way to find these solutions. The focus areas that we have are there. So we are looking into building a battery value chain since extracting the lithium until the recycling of the batteries. For that, we are already preparing to explore lithium reserves in Portugal. Portugal has the 5th largest reserves in lithium in the world, the biggest ones in Europe, and we already partnered with Northvolt. So we did a joint venture, and we're going to build a lithium refinery in Portugal in order to be able to be less dependent on the lithium coming from other countries. So and for that, we are partnering with that Northvolt, which is one of the largest European manufacturer of batteries. Also looking into biofuels, very important for us, carbon capture, mobility, as we were talking, sustainable mobility, electric mobility, everything that has to do with the way people and goods will move around the world And here, when we talk about mobility, we'll also be looking for not just land mobility, but also to maritime mobility and also sustainable aviation fuels. So for planes. So when we talk about mobility, it's in the broader sense. Energy and cost optimization is very important for us too. So nowadays, since the more and more renewables are coming into the grid, energy is going to be produced and sold in real time in different places. If 20 or 50 years ago, energy was produced in a big energy central and distributed to the rest of the users. Nowadays, we can be users, we can be producers. So, and in order to do this, a lot of optimization and a lot of software will be needed for that too. So we're looking for that. Renewables, obviously, we are looking into solar PV, floating offshore wind, another wind, onshore wind, and other ways of producing energy that are renewables. And finally, green hydrogen and sustainable fuels. It's also another area that it's very important for us. So, in a nutshell, this is GALP. This is what we are looking for. This is what we do from innovation, and basically is this. So, energy company that wants to look for solutions that can test in real environments and be able to then bring them to our business units and to our CVC, our corporate venture capital, if we find a fit and if we think that that solution can be good for us. Okay, that's it. So since Frederico is not being able to join, I'll try to talk a little bit about the challenge that
Yeah, thank you, Manuel. Yeah,
yeah,
as I mentioned, just as a recap, the idea today is
yeah,
that we have this is the fifth of five challenges that we have been launching with Galp, and here's the rest. And maybe Gonzalo, can you walk us through them a little bit? So if anyone is interested in either one of them or knows someone that might be interesting for, maybe you can like
Of
reach
course,
out.
of course.
All of them are still open.
Happy to. So, as mentioned before, this is one of five verticals that we are tackling in this program that we have going on with Gulp, and in this specific vertical also with BMW and Mini. So as you can see here from left to right, we have the different verticals. One is managing data, also scaling energy storage and environmental processes, decarbonizing and optimizing the industry, bringing energy to everyone, and the one of today, harnessing electric mobility. So that's the reason you're here, and that's the one we are going to tackle in this webinar. And also quickly mentioning that the past ones, so managing data, scaling energy storage, environmental processes, all of these before have already passed, as Juan mentioned, and you can access all of them and the recording in our YouTube webpage, so you'll be able to see them. If you think it could be interesting for you as well, or someone in your network, please feel free to share it around. They're there for that reason. And also, I want to make a quick recap on the base eligibility for this program that we have going on. We are looking at least TRL 3-4 technology-based solutions. So that's the base ground for applying to the program. And also, again, we are here for harnessing electric mobility. And as Manuel mentioned, unfortunately, we're having some technical issues with Federico to be able to connect, but he's present in the audience, and he will be happy to tackle all of your questions and answer them in the chat. So please feel free to pose your questions. Don't let it hold back. These technical issues happen, but we're here to overcome them and still answer your questions. That's the main reason we're here today, and we'll be able to do so. So please feel free to answer your questions at any time. And I'll pass the word to Manuel so we can quickly go over the different topics that we are looking for in this particular challenge in collaboration with BMW and Mini. So Manuel, when you can, take it away.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, well, I think this is almost self-explanatory, but we will, and if we are doing this with BMW and Mini, obviously that we are looking for their main their main business, which is cars. So everything that is related to electric mobility in cars, solutions, or any startup that is working in any part of what makes an electric car better, or in everything that's related to that value chain, it's obviously something that we can be looking for. Okay, so it's very important. We have then, and that is more obviously even in on the physical side. Then we have the software side, so mobile apps for electric mobility, and in those mobile apps, special attention to what we can think about the electric charging points. And so it also brings us to the other vertical, which is public and private charging solutions, softwares for that, and the possibility to managing energy on that. So vehicle to grid, vehicle to X, because it's also something that we are looking into, and as you know, our cars can be, and the battery of our car can be used when it's in idle, or we are not using the car and is connected to the home. We can use that electricity that is stored there. So everything related to software is really important. And then finally, the part of the hardware for the electric chargers. And here we are also looking. It's not just BMW also, but us in Galp, we are looking for solutions to massification of electric chargers. We have a very, very ambitious goal of having, nowadays we have 2,000 in Portugal and Spain, but we want to have 10,000 electric chargers in 2025. But as you can imagine, we will need to massify electric chargers everywhere, because if we want that all cars will be electric by 2050 or before, most of countries are saying that they won't sell electric internal combustion engine cars in 2030 or 2035. So we will need to massify all the charging points. And here we are talking about solutions for charging points that are on streets or that are on public environments, but also solutions for private for private charging stations, or those that are mixed, right? So if you live in a condominium, or so, all those solutions are very interested. We are very interested on them. Okay. So probably Federico is hating me, saying that he's not saying everything that should be said, but I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this.
He's saying, Manuel, very well explained.
Exactly.
I think you did a really good job as well. So thank you for
and well, in this slide, I think what Federico wants to explain is that you get the support and the mentorship of BMW and Mini to develop these solutions and to test them. And it's actually something that we are very aligned, BMW and Galp. We want to test solutions. And that's why we are looking for higher TRLs and MVPs. So things that we can test tomorrow if we want. Okay, we are not looking that much for acceleration. That's why it's boost, support, and develop, and not accelerating, because what we want to do is, as of now, with this program, is testing new solutions for us to put in our business. Okay. And so the next slide, I think it's what you can expect from us, right? So it's yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So why should you apply to the program, and what you can expect from us? And this is a question that normally comes a lot in these kind of sessions. What we want to do is find those solutions, and if we like the solution, we'll fully fund the pilot. So we'll pay for the pilot in order for us to understand if it's something that works for us. So the big prize of this is that you will be able to show us your solution in real environment, and we'll pay for everything, and we'll give you access to our client base or to our charging stations or service stations or refinery or whatever. Okay. Also very important, you can connect, we will connect you with our corporate venture capital if we think the solution is interesting. If you also, the startup is also interested in investment or in selling equity, you tell us, and if we think it has a fit, we'll bring you to our corporate venture capital. And finally, we will bring you to Web Summit, which happens in November. This year is, I think it's from the 13th to the 16th of November. So you can showcase your solution and you can pitch your solution there, and you will be able to visit and probably take advantage of the wonderful network opportunities that Web Summit brings. They are expecting 75,000 people from all over the world, most from tech and deep tech environments. So it's something that it's probably very attractive for you. So one of the things that we'll take you to Lisbon, and we cover your expenses. Okay, so that's it. I don't know if I'm missing anything, Gonzalo.
I think you covered it perfectly, Manuel. Thank you so much. In the meantime, I'll be able to quickly go over the timeline, and I can see your questions coming, and I also can see Federico answering them. So please feel free to keep them coming. Federico is also there, active, looking at your questions and answering them. In the meantime, we go a little bit over the timeline of our program. So what has happened and what's to come. So also to situate you a little bit on what's going on. So May 2nd, applications opened, and we are now on the process of the Ask Me Anything sessions. And as mentioned before, as Juan said as well, this is our 5th and final one. And this will go until then. We have September 10th, which is where the applications actually close. So you have until then, but why wait? You can apply for it right away. You don't need to wait for September 10th, but in fact, you have until then to submit your applications. And also after that, so from September 11 to October 12, that's where a quick slide change. That's where we will be focusing on reviewing the applications and also having alignment calls with the ones that match better what help, and also in this case BMW is searching for. So we will be having these alignment calls in order to, on October 13th, announce the top 5 startups. So this will be one startup for each of the verticals, as we mentioned before. So that will be one winner that will get the value propositions that we also have mentioned. And then from October 13th onwards, that's where actually the collaboration starts. And as Manuel said, you'll have a chance to, in November, attend the Web Summit, full expenses paid. So that's also part of the program. Also, here I can see that we have been getting more questions as also have been talking, and one of them I saw in the beginning was about the application process. So maybe we can assess that right away. So the link for the submittable, you can actually see, as you mentioned, the different Ask Me Anything sessions and register for them. But below, you'd be able to apply to the program. So you go below that, below the little description, and there you can create an account and you can apply to the program. So that's how the application process goes. And maybe we can take this time while you're getting your questions in and Federico is assessing them, to also, Manuel, go a little bit about some of the questions that we have been receiving regarding Galp's program, and also regarding the all different verticals. So one of them, and one big concern of that startups have, is regarding IP and how can it be protected in a collaboration. So maybe we can just quickly brief that to the ones present here today.
Yes. When we work with startups, we don't get the IP. The IP it's one of our golden rules is for the startup. What we do is we collaborate, and we will, if it's interesting for us, bring you to the CVC. But we don't want and we don't need the intellectual property. What we will do later, and it happened in the past, is if we start develop some things together, or if we accelerate a startup, or if we work together and together we achieve something, not even then we get the IP. What we want is then royalties, probably if the startup starts selling something that we develop together. We'll make an agreement so we have some royalties when the startup starts selling for other players in the market. But we don't get IP. Okay. I was seeing there also some questions. There's one that it really makes me sad, which is there was somebody that tried to talk to Galp at the end of 2022 and never got a response. I don't know if it was to me, Paul, but you can send whatever you want to talk with Galp. You can send it to me, and I'll put my email here in the chat, and I'll answer you. Okay, and see if we can talk together.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And there's also I see that Federico is answering the questions. Galp is also interested in micromobility solutions, so everything to do with electric bikes, scooters, or small cars. So it's also something that okay.
Perfect. There's also here another one that concerns both Galp and is directed to both Galp and BMW. So maybe we can go over that one as well. So Benedict asks a question to assess if our solution is a fit with your challenge. So is Galp BMW interested in a solution that will assess and certify by how much your vehicles and infrastructure reduce carbon emissions of the area they're active in? So is this also something that's in the Galp side, something of interest?
Sorry, I quite didn't understand the question. So can you repeat it?
It's in the question tab. As you can see, you can go there. It's the first one, and it's just been upvoted.
Oh.
So this is one.
Sorry, I was in the chat. Okay.
No problem.
We had a charge management software. The software need to be translated in English, Portuguese. Is this the first one?
No, that's
No, we can work in English. Don't worry about the Portuguese.
It's actually
the one solution your challenge. There's interesting solutions that will assess and certify by how much your vehicles and infrastructure reduce carbon emissions. Could be, but there's a lot of ways of nowadays of measuring carbon emissions and the certification of those carbon emissions. So it's probably that definitely something that we can look into it. And there was another thing here in the chat. Sorry, I don't remember what was it. For James. So new battery chemistries. Yes, since it's not actually in this vertical, but definitely since we are looking a lot into batteries and storage, we are looking at alternative chemistries for those batteries. So if it's sulfur or zinc or solid state, whatever. So yes, we'll be looking for that.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Manuel. As you can.
Sorry, I really need to go, but Federico is here, so we will start answering the questions. And if you have any more questions for Galp, Claudia can also answer them. Okay.
Thank you so much, Manuel.
Thank you very much, Manuel.
Thank you. And my email is there in the chat. So if you have any question for me, just send me an email, and I'll try to answer you right away. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you very much. So basically what we can do now is if there's some more questions for Federico, we can share our information and Gonzalo's email, and we can just forward everything and answer question by question. And remember that we're still doing a last Ask Me Anything session before we finish, so we can have more time to answer any questions. But please reach out to us. All the channels are open. And here is Claudia for
Hello, everyone.
Finishing the session. Claudia is working in the open innovation department at Galp.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for being here. Manuel unfortunately had to leave. He left his email in the comments. If there is anyone that has any doubts, please reach us. Federico unfortunately couldn't join, but as Gonçalo and Juan were saying, he's actively responding in the chat. If there is any more question that you want to send to Federico, please feel free to send it to Hello Tomorrow. If it's not answered today, it can be in the future, okay? It does not end in this session. And yes, if anyone has any other questions regarding our other tracks or in this one where we have the support of Federico, please feel free to.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Also, we can, as mentioned before, just quickly jump to our last one that we want to go over. That is the past Ask Me Anything sessions that we already covered with you. So this is part of 5 different verticals, so 5 different Ask Me Anything sessions. And as Juan mentioned, this will be the last of 5. So that means that you have access to all of the other ones at our YouTube page. So as you can see there, the little QR code, you'll be able to scan it and go right into our webpage, and that will take you to where we have the recordings. So there's a lot of questions that have already been answered there as well regarding this program. So you'll be able to access all of them and also be able to share it with relevant people that you think might be interested in the different verticals. So please feel free to do so. In the meantime, also please feel free to continue to ask your questions, and as Claudia said before, and as we mentioned also, we will be more than happy to direct them to Federico and to Manuel and to all the people that would be able to give you the best answers. So that's why we're here today, to provide you with answers, and that still remains the main objective and something that we will do. So also, we see that we had here another question that is regarding that. Could you please provide a functional description of experimental proof of concept stage TRL34? Don't know if you want to take this one.
Yeah, I think this can give also a little bit of an image of what we are looking for. We are really looking for solutions that we can test immediately, which means that you have already the product, you have finished the development of it, even though that, of course, it's always in evolution. And it means that, how Manel and Gonçalo said, if we want to test it tomorrow, we can. Because at the end of the day, what we want to develop here is pilots. That's our end goal. All the startups that are going to be chosen, we are really aiming for pilots. That's what we really want to see out of here. We believe that these are the things that will bring value to the future of Galp, of BMW, and of the future of energy. So these, for now, in this program, are the type of solutions that we are really looking for.
Thank you so much, Claudia, for your detailed answer. So yes, what we are looking for here is to be able to, and the the main value proposition is to be able to co-develop pilots and to fully fund the pilots to co-develop with Galp and with BMW, also in this specific case. So that's what we hear. That's our main value proposition. Obviously, adding to the fact that you get to meet the CVC team at Galp, and also access to experts in the field. That's also valuable additions. And also on top of that, you also get to attend Web Summit, which can be overstated as well. So yes, this is the purpose, is to co-develop pilots, and that's the main goal of the program. In the meantime, I see that the chat continues to be active, and that's perfect. That's good to see. And please feel free to continue to send your questions. We are registered them and taking note of them so we can get to you afterwards. So don't worry. Those things, your concerns, your questions, everything that you have will be taken care of. Also, Vincent is active on the chat, as you can see. So we also are covering in that front. And I want to also thank everyone for attending the session, for being here, for taking part of your day to ask your questions. Also thank Manuel and Claudia as well for being here. And Federico, unfortunately, not able to connect, but still active in the chat. So we make the most with the situations that they sometimes arrive and we can't. It's okay, Federico. We see that you see your message. Okay, these things happen. We can't really control everything. It's just making the most out of the situations as they come. But we're here to make up for it and to answer your questions as before. And we share again our emails. So my email of myself, Gonçalo, and also of my colleague Alba, which are on this project on HT Hello Tomorrow site. So please feel free to also, if you have any concern that was not answered here, to send directly to those emails, and we will connect with Federico and make sure that your answer is correctly answered, your question is correctly answered, and you get all the answers that you're looking for. So we want to make it as clear and as simple for you as possible. So please feel free to reach out to me and Alba. And also, Juan, I don't know if you have any last word that you would like to also add, and also might pass the mic to Claudia again as well. Yes, please feel free to.
I think it's all good on our side. I don't know if Claudia, if you have last remarks, and we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I just want to tell that this program is really important for us. This is the only global program of GALP. We don't have another one that is fully GALP. This year we have, and last year we also had a valuable partner, which is BMW, and which will allow you to connect with both two companies that are actively interested in innovating and are ready to invest in its innovation and in its products. So yes, apply, come to Portugal. Another thing that I think it's interesting to add is that when we bring you to Web Summit, is not only tickets and hotel and flight, etc. We'll give you an opportunity to pitch. This can mean pitch in Galp's stand or in another place, but you'll also have the opportunity to do it, and you will be given more visibility also to expand your network. So yes, thank you all. Thank you, Hello Tomorrow, also, and to Federico, who is a person that is actively engaged in the program and that for sure is also very enthusiastic in getting to know all of your solutions.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Thank you, Gonzalo, and thank you everyone for joining. Remember that you can always write to us and solve any questions that we haven't done today. And see you next time. Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing your applications and your submissions. So please feel free to send them right away. So thank you so much for everyone, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.